And then, as the general election is called, we'll be bringing you all the latest from this region, including the seats to watch. Also tonight...
Oh, hello! I am here in Hull, and I shall be performing my show about Kenneth Williams tomorrow night at the Old Truck, and I shall be talking to Peter later on. Lovely.
Oh, matron, there's a difficult junction here as well. Good evening, young man.
I think you could teach him a thing or two, Peter. I'm going to set the video for that one. When's that on, then?
In about 5 minutes' time, so you don't even need to set the video.
Absolutely fantastic.
That's true, actually. Just slightly worried.
Yeah,
right, we see you what's that, by the way? My Ma, what's that?
That is actually My Mate Marmite. That's not bad, is it?
How does your mind work? We'll see you tomorrow.
Enjoy Kenneth Williams.
Thank you very much indeed. All right. Now, it started with the BBC Jackanory competition and ended with a lifelong passion with the legendary Kenneth Williams. Since having his story read out by the performer when he was just 13, David Benson has been fascinated by him and is about to bring his one-man show about Kenneth Williams to Hull. Well, in a moment he'll be joining us, but first here's Kenneth Williams at his finest.
But hold, I hear you say. Hold hard. You did say old hard, didn't you? Couldn't very well say old soft, could you? Well, not with me around here. I'm the butchest thing you'll find around here, I can tell you. Well, I made sure of that. Better to cast first, yes. Like to see anyone take advantage of me. I should love it. Anyway.
And David Benson is joining us now. Good evening, David.
Good evening, Peter.
It's odd, isn't it? Because he was hugely popular, yet he hated the public at times, and he used to moan about them.
He did. I mean, there's lots of stories of... people often tell me that they saw him walking down the street in London. They go up and say, "Oh, hello, Mr. Williams. We love what you do on television." He says, "Oh, go on, get out of it. Leave me alone. I just want to be on my own. If you want an autograph, you can write to me at the BBC. Now, go on, get out of it." He was quite brutal with people, you know.
In a chat show situation like this, though, I mean, he got invited on time and time again, didn't he?
He did. He had an endless repertoire of stories, and he would go into them all at a drop of a hat. And if you read his diaries, he would often say, "Well, I was on Wogan last night, and I did this story about Maggie Smith, and the famous one about Edith Evans, and the other story about Richard Burton," and he would just have this repertoire that he would rattle through. So that was the problem for him as well, because towards the end, I think he started to feel that he told all his stories, and he didn't have anything left to say.
Is he difficult to do?
Well, you see, you have to think about where the voice is coming from, you see. No, don't. I don't know. It comes from the back of the teeth. Listeners, viewers, if you want to try it at home, you could do it as well. I think you could do it quite good.
Go on.
Don't do it from the nose, do it from the back here, you see. That's it, that's it. Oh, you're too good. You'll be stealing my job. No, it's sort of like that, yes, you know. And then you have to write a script and decide what it is you're going to say as Kenneth Williams, because you can't just go... You have to have words as well.
But, I mean... In a way, I mean, he was an odd mixture, wasn't it? Because he didn't actually like the fame thing. I mean, I read his diaries. I mean, he just moaned the whole time.
He moaned. It's one long complaint, his diary. And I think the problem is he started out as a serious actor, and that's what he really wanted to be. And then, because he was so good with his voice, he got sidetracked into things like Hancock's Half Hour, and then the Carry On films, and Round the Horn. And after that, it was very difficult for him to be cast in serious theatre. And I think he rather regretted that, and he felt he'd sold out a bit.
And there's no similarity between you and Kenneth?
Well, I don't know if there is. I think I'm always looking for it. When I do the show, I'm always aware that there's a little bit of Kenneth in me.
Go on, you've been fascinated by him for years.
I have. I think maybe there's a bit of Kenneth in us all. Some of that insecurity, you know, even if your life is going really well, a lot of us are thinking, "Oh, I should be doing better. You know, other people are doing better than me." And that sort of nagging insecurity is something I recognise in myself that Kenneth had too. And I think we all have a bit of that.
You realise there's a lot of people been watching the television now going, yeah.
Well, it's very good. It's very good for opening out the sinuses. I do recommend it.
Oh, I've got sinus problems. So
have you? When you get up in the morning, don't bother with taking sinus medicine. Just go. You see, clears them out, and you're fine for the rest of the day.
Good luck tomorrow night. Hope it goes well.
Thank you, Peter.
Nice to see you, David.
Thank you.
David Benson, brilliant. He's Kenneth Williams. That show is tomorrow night at Hull Truck Theatre, starting at 7:30. If you want to go along, loads of emails. Just looking through here on the.